Welcome to the 12-Minute Leadership Podcast, where in 12 minutes or less, I'll share small things that you can put into immediate practice that will make a big difference in your leadership effectiveness. I'm your host, Elise Boggs-Morales, leadership professor, consultant, and coach. For the last 17 years, I have helped thousands of leaders level up their influence and achieve remarkable results. If you want to trade compliance for true commitment and create your dream team, you are in the right place. Get ready for a quick hit of practical wisdom to increase your team's engagement, inspire top performance, and retain your best talent. Ready to level up your influence and get better results? 12 minutes starts now.
Hi everyone, Elise here, and welcome to episode 1, 12 Reasons Why I Started This Podcast. Before I start, I want to say that the idea to start a podcast has been many years in the making, but I'm actually glad I'm starting this podcast now. Over the last couple years in particular, I've learned a lot, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's get started. Reason number 1, why I started this podcast. Leadership is my calling. I love leading teams, coaching individual leaders to success, and helping organizations create effective leadership development strategies and programs. After experiencing poor leadership early in my career, I went on a mission to learn everything I could about effective leadership. I learned what works and have made it my life's work to help technically competent leaders learn the art of leadership so they can achieve their desired results through their teams. I want leaders to enjoy leading and be effective in doing so. I love being a hope dealer for leaders, helping them turn difficult situations around by developing the right skill set. All right, reason number 2. Leaders matter. Leadership expert and author John Maxwell says that everything rises and falls on leadership. In my experience, leadership impacts 3 areas in particular: engagement, performance, and retention. You may have heard the saying, people join organizations but leave bosses. One survey found that 57% of people have quit their jobs because of their managers, and another 32% have considered leaving because of them. So leadership matters. All right, reason number 3. Leadership is often not taught. We didn't learn it alongside our technical training in school. And leadership is the kind of thing that's often more caught than taught. If you had a great leader, you can emulate them. If you didn't have such a good leader, then you try to do the opposite. A recent Forbes Coaches Council article notes that in 2020, organizations worldwide spent approximately $357 billion on corporate training, but only 25% of that went to leadership development programs. So not only are we not learning it in school, but it's not being sharpened within our organizations. We get promoted because we're technically competent, but leading a team is a completely different skill set. All right, reason number 4. Leaders don't need books and theory, they need practical application. You could read lots of books, go to conferences, and get a degree in leadership, but that will only teach you theory. And I believe in all of this. I've done it. But it has to be coupled with repetitive practice and feedback, much like a chef perfecting a dish. Chefs don't become experts just by reading a recipe in a cookbook. This podcast will give you actions you can take right away that are going to make a noticeable difference in your effectiveness as a leader. You can find the real stories of leaders I've worked with in my new book, Lead Anyone, available on Amazon. All right, reason number 5. Leaders give. In this podcast, you get to receive. I'm confident that this will be a place you look forward to coming to each week to get solutions to your most common leadership challenges. I'll be engaging some of my favorite leaders along the way as well to share their perspectives and wisdom. All right, reason number 6. Leaders are busy. This podcast is 12 minutes of focused, practical wisdom. 12 minutes or less, that is. Today's episode is a kickoff episode, so it's going to be shorter than the other episodes. But I promise no episode will be longer than 12 minutes. And if you put what you learn into practice, I can promise a return on the investment of that 12 minutes. So listen on your way to work. Listen while you're cooking dinner, while you're walking your dog, while you're working out. I think that you'll find that that 12 minutes was well spent. All right, reason number 7, to make the nuanced complexity of leadership simple and straightforward. Let me repeat that. To make the nuanced complexity of leadership simple and straightforward. So think of this podcast as the cliff notes of the best leadership advice. I've taken the complexity and the nuance of leadership and I've made it straightforward, simple, and actionable. Reason number 8, leadership can be lonely at times. This will be a place where common challenges are normalized and proven solutions are given. Reason number 9, leadership is learned over time. It's not a one and done. So this podcast will give you a consistent place to go to come and invest in yourself. I'll also provide you with opportunities beyond the podcast to go deeper along the way. Reason number 10 of why I started this podcast: leaders are born and made. We always have to keep learning and improving ourselves. Our teams can function despite us, but have the potential to thrive because of us. If we want to create learning cultures, we have to be continually learning ourselves. This is a place to do that. Reason number 11. This podcast is for leaders who are struggling and want to enjoy leading again, or maybe for the first time. If being a leader has become a duty and a despised responsibility rather than a joy, it doesn't have to be that way. This podcast will provide you with essential principles and tools that will make a difference in how effective you are as a leader. If you are effective as a leader, I guarantee a sense of confidence and joy will follow. Reason number 12, for leaders who are thriving. Maybe you are already thriving as a leader, but as most leaders know, leadership is a lifelong journey. We're constantly leading ourselves in new places so that we can lead others that follow us. And by the way, most of us know by now that being a good leader isn't just about creating followers, it's creating more leaders. This podcast is going to equip you on how to coach and create a deep leadership benchmark. So, with that said, those are the 12 reasons that I started this podcast, and I'm really excited to share what I've learned with you. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Join me for part 2 of the 12 Things Kickoff series continuing next week. I'll see you then.
Like what you heard on today's episode and want to go deeper? Subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also pick up my book, Lead Anyone, on Amazon. Then, go to my website to check out ways that we can support your leadership goals. From executive retreats to customized training and coaching, my team of experts will help you level up your leadership and accelerate your results. Go to www.eliseboggs.com for more info.